Welcome to the Morrison Report. Hosted by Deval Morrison, sales representative for Bosley Real Estate Limited Brokerage. Ms. Morrison has co-authored the best-selling book, Success Today, with Brian Tracy, and has been interviewed on NBC, ABC, and CBS affiliates by Bob Guinea from The Bachelor. Deval, a real estate investor, has spoken to many attendees at her real estate seminars and is currently ranked in the top 5% of agents in her brokerage. Join me in welcoming your host, Deval Morrison.
On today's episode, we have Matthew Slutsky, co-founder and president of BuzzBuzzHome Corp. Welcome to the show, Matthew. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about BuzzBuzzHome?
Yeah, for sure, and thanks for having me on the show. BuzzBuzzHome is North America's largest online listing of all new residential developments. So basically, we're like MLS, but only for new construction. So new condos, new townhomes, new subdivisions. And essentially, that's what we do. BuzzBuzzHome is a listing of everything new in the marketplace.
Cool. But you obviously have a cool news aspect of it as well, too, because that's one of the reasons why I go to your site quite regularly is to read the interesting articles you've got about real estate.
Yeah, so we've got a great news site. It's at news.buzzbuzzhome.com. We have a team of about 8 reporters on it, and their goal is to report not just on new construction, but on real estate, on tech, what's going on in the real estate world, and really to be a kind of a thought leader and a news provider of real estate and what's happening. It's a great resource. People love it.
Cool. And I mean, one of the things I've noticed is you guys have certainly been expanding into a number of different cities. Which cities are you in now?
So we started out in downtown Toronto. My background's land development, and we kind of got our toes wet in downtown Toronto. That was about 6 years ago. We expanded across Ontario. We started getting calls from builders in Vancouver saying that what we're doing is really lacking in the Vancouver marketplace. So we opened up an office there and started to take over the Vancouver market. Then we started filling in between Ontario and Vancouver. We started going all the way down to both oceans. And about 3 years ago, we started expanding into the U.S., so we opened up an office in New York, and we now are across all of Canada, New York, San Francisco, Seattle, Chicago, San Diego, Florida, Texas. I think we're in about 10 major U.S. regions.
Geez, that's amazing. It sounds like you're about to take over the world. What's next?
That's our plan. World domination is our plan. The reality is that new construction has been kind of a forgotten aspect online worldwide. There are a few players some in Russia, some in Australia, but generally speaking, that there really is no great, and India actually has some really good ones as well, but there is no dominant global player listing all new residential construction. Typically, on the real estate side, companies that try and enter the market go after where the commission is. So they go after the resale side first. And from resale, they might start looking into rental, but very rarely do they actually enter on the new construction side. So it's a niche that we found and have started to grow. And, ultimately we would like to be across the world. Right now we're pushing through the United States, and we're starting to launch a bunch of really cool new products as well.
Awesome. That sounds great. Now, how did you get the idea to start BuzzBuzzHome?
So I was in land development. My background is real estate and development. I did my undergraduate in urban studies at U of T. I did a Master's of Science in Edinburgh, the University of Edinburgh, both with kind of a land development twist to them. So obviously I wanted to be a builder. I worked for a company called Atria and worked my way up there. Then moved over to Diamante and worked my way up to VP of Development at Diamante, which is a luxury condo builder in the city. And I just noticed this huge gap. I noticed, we were spending a fortune on print ads, signage, A-frames, yet we had a pretty awful website. And the more I looked around, most builders had an awful website, yet I was starting to see the market change in that purchasers were starting their search online. Not only were they starting their search online, but they really felt entitled to information. And at the time, most builders were reluctant to release any information. The kind of typical sales strategy was give them as little information as possible and try and lure them into the sales center. Once they're in the sales center, still don't give them any information. Listen to what their needs are and have the sales agent show them kind of the 1 or 2 best plans that fit their needs. And we were starting to see that the purchasers weren't interested in that. They wanted to go online and they wanted to get all the information possible online. So I left Diamante and started what's become BuzzBuzzHome. I started with my partner, Cliff Peskin. He was running a company called Nutrition in Motion, which he ended up selling to a U.S. company. He had built a great technical background, or he led the team that built a great technical background in that company. So we partnered up and launched what's become BuzzBuzzHome.
Cool. That sounds awesome. And so where will you take your brand next? What's next for BuzzBuzzHome?
So we're working on something. We've got quite a few projects on the go right now. Our most interesting is what we call Buy Now. And essentially, BuzzBuzzHome currently, in its current state, is a discovery site. So purchasers can come onto BuzzBuzzHome. They can either search a neighborhood or development name or by builder or by intersection, find a development they're interested in, and find out all the information on that development and contact the sales center directly through BuzzBuzzHome. Say I'm interested in the 1-bedroom, south-facing, blah, 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 blah. So it's pure discovery. What Buy Now does is it turns BuzzBuzzHome from a pure discovery site into an online marketplace. So we feel that we'll be the first really viable online marketplace for real estate in North America. And the reason that's so exciting is, everything has been turned into marketplaces, online marketplaces. Whether you're looking to buy shoes, you're looking to buy groceries, you're looking to buy anything, you can buy it online. Real estate's the one area that no one's really been able to crack yet.
Yeah.
And one of the key reasons that no one's been able to crack it is because, again, these companies are typically dealing in resale. And I think one day that you will be able to sell resale online. But currently, if you're buying resale, you can go to the house, you can bring your spouse to the house, you bring a contract to the house, you can feel it, you can touch it. With new construction and pre-construction, nothing's built yet. So you're either going into a sales center and just getting a pure hard sell, or you're doing your research online. But there is nothing real to feel. That a sales center might have a model suite, but that model suite isn't the model that you're getting most likely.
Right.
It's probably upgraded beyond belief. So what you're feeling and touching isn't even what you'd be getting. So we feel that there's a real opportunity to sell new construction online. So we're changing BuzzBuzzHome from a discovery into a marketplace. And with that, what we've had to do, one of the most challenging parts is we've actually had to build a huge inventory management system for builders to be able to power the Buy Now system. So for the past 2 years, we've been working on this inventory management system because, believe it or not, builders still to this day are managing hundreds of millions of dollars worth of inventory using basic Excel sheets. So yeah, it's true. And you go into any sales center, you can see their sales matrix that are based on Excel sheets. So building this cloud-based inventory management system is kind of the foundation to be able to allow for the Buy Now system to work, because it will actually connect BuzzBuzzHome to the inventory and allow the sale to happen. Another really cool aspect of Buy Now is Daypack. The inventory management system isn't just an inventory management system, but it also works as a POS. So this actually powers their sales. So whether you're on BuzzBuzzHome on the builder's website or in their own sales centers, the actual deal is being done online through the POS system, which is huge time savings to the process. No longer does a sales agent need to be running from the sales floor to the back room, printing out 5 copies of 100-page deals, getting them signed, turning them, mailing them around. It's all going to be handled through our online system.
So does that mean that people will literally they'll go online, research the information they need, and then plunk down a credit card to purchase that particular condo?
Correct. They won't be putting down, obviously, the full amount of the sale on the credit card. What they'll be doing is putting down the initial $5,000 deposit on their credit card. And that $5,000 deposit goes directly to the trust account for the builder. Because of the rescission period, in Ontario it's a 10-day rescission, and in BC it's a 7-day. But during that rescission period, you can cancel a deal at any time. So that initial $5,000 is what goes down through the online system. And then after that, typical checks is required for the further deposits.
Okay. It's funny. That was going to be my next question. Does it continue just being charged to your credit card, or it's okay to checks for the deposit?
It would be amazing for points, but most people's credit cards can't handle that balance.
Wow. And so was it difficult to get builders on board with something like this, or were they all open to it?
It was pretty amazing. Builders, again, we haven't launched it yet, but pretty much every builder that we talk to is super excited for it. One, that they're getting sick of the basic Excel sheets that often contain a lot of errors, and they actually end up losing money when there are errors on there.
Yep.
2, they're excited. Sales centers right now are typically closed on Fridays, open from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. on Saturday through Thursdays, and that's when deals happen. What this allows for is a 24-hour sales cycle. So BuzzBuzzHome can actually act as a 24-hour sales center for these developments. So you could be, the builder could be waking up at 7 a.m. and have done 3 or 4 deals in the middle of the night. Everybody's schedule these days are different, and the typical 10 to 6 doesn't work for most people. So builders are really excited for that. They're really excited to get rid of the inefficiencies in sales centers, the amount of time wasted, the amount of resources wasted on just getting these deals back and forth between themselves, the purchaser, their lawyers. There's huge inefficiencies there, so they're excited to alleviate that. So it looks like the market's really ready for it. Builders are calling us almost daily asking when it's going to be ready because they want to start using it.
Of course, because they want to let all those foreign buyers be able to buy online. I bet you that's really what they're excited about, I think, is that the fact that the foreign buyers will have easier access to their inventory.
There's no doubt that foreign buyers will have easier access to the inventory. Currently they're able, on BuzzBuzzHome as it currently is, foreign investors are currently able to access that inventory. They're just not able to purchase it. So there's definitely that aspect. But the whole process in general, they're excited for.
Interesting. And so how does the paperwork work then? So I go online, I plunk down my $5,000 deposit for a condo. During that 10-day rescission period, how does my lawyer get access to all the documents that they need to go through?
Yeah, so it's all an automated process. So really kind of the high level in a nutshell, you go onto BuzzBuzzHome or wherever the checkout happens. You get the purchase and sale. You sign in all the places that it's required. We have to deal with the FinTrack requirements, so you have to upload a copy of your driver's license and all that information. Then you swipe put in your credit card information for the deposit. All of that then gets sent to the developer. The developer needs to sign off on it. Once he signs off on it or she signs off on it, it gets sent. The executed copies get sent back to the purchaser with the condominium docs. They then have to log back into the system to confirm that they received all the condo docs. Then it's in their possession to be able to send to their lawyer.
Wow, that's cool. That's amazing. And have you gotten any pushback from people at all?
No, the pushback has been, there's some people who say the market's not ready for it, or this is going to allow for people to make just rash decisions when they're purchasing. They're purchasing a $500,000 home. They're just going to be doing it kind of on the fly without having done their research. But the opposite is really true. And through BuzzBuzzHome, from what we've seen, is people are doing even more research than they've ever done. Because until BuzzBuzzHome was launched, there was zero transparency in the market.
Right.
We allowed people to start to be able to compare from their home other projects. BuzzBuzzHome is a listing of every development with up-to-date information. So purchasers now, they may have purchased at one spot, not even knowing that a new condo was launching a few months later next door. So purchasers now can compare pricing, they can compare floor plans, they can see what's launching, they can read about it through our news site, they can ask questions about the development. We have builder reviews so that purchasers can actually read reviews on builders or submit their own reviews. So they're a lot more knowledgeable now than they ever have been through our system.
Wow, that's amazing. That's pretty impressive. What else are you guys going to do next? Is there anything else that you can do next after that?
Well, the big one is the move to a marketplace. That's our huge push right now.
Yep.
That plus expansion. We're also working on a lot of really cool little things. One example is we're working on turning every floor plan on BuzzBuzzHome into 3D model or 3D dollhouse of the floor plan.
Cool.
So since for eternity, when you've been buying new, you get a 2D floor plan. We don't believe that purchasers fully understand 2D floor plans. Realtors who are in the business understand a 2D floor plan. Investors who have purchased a lot of units, they understand a 2D floor plan. But a typical end user sees a 2D floor plan, they're not able to figure out how the unit works, how they can walk through the unit.
Yeah.
So what we've tried to do is figure out an algorithm that can take a PDF of a 2D floor plan and immediately turn it into a 3D version with furniture. So that's really exciting. We're experimenting with it right now. Pinnacle's been using it. Minto's been using it. Citizen's been using it. And they've had huge success of purchasers saying they actually understand how these floor plans work.
Wow.
So,
sounds awesome.
Yeah, so it's really exciting. So we've figured out how to automate about 60 to 70% of it. The last kind of 30 to 40% still needs human intervention, but with every new test case that we take on,